turn a simplistic environment into a juicy, awesome looking scene. Let's explore together how to turn a scene from this to this. So stay until the end to see the whole process. Let's start by using Unity's particle system. It's a built-in system that lets you use particles, and many people use them for ambient, jumping effects, hurting, damage, running effects. Whatever effects you have in mind, you can use particles on them and it already looks much better. Let's start by adding an ambient effect to our scene. I started making the particles black at first, but then I decided to go on white and maybe some fade in, some fade out particles. You can tweak all kinds of settings. The particles can go from big to small. You can change their velocity over time. You can change their colors, their sprite, literally anything. In my case, I want just simple round particles that flow around the scene in a 3D dimensional space. And you can choose that in the same settings where you have your particles. If you're wondering what type of game this is, it's not out there yet, but I'm working on a Steam page and soon you will be able to wishlist it. So follow my channel to see updates about this game. It's going to be cool, story driven about this little guy, Timmy. Next on my list is to add particles for when the player jumps. In my game, the player can double jump, so this system has to be looking good also in air. I don't want it to loop, so I will deactivate that in the settings. And the next steps are to tweak the particles so it looks good. I want it to look like grass falling off the ground. Once I'm happy with the settings, I'm going into Fire Alpaca. It's a free tool to use, and draw a particle. It should look like a grass blade. Obviously looks like one, as you can see. Then integrating it in the Unity is not difficult. After the player jumps and the particle system is instantiated, I want it to be destroyed completely from the game so it doesn't use resources. That's why I'm creating this new script that tells the component or the game object to destroy itself after a given delay. Then I will integrate this effect into my player script, as you can see now. It's a very simple process. It gets spawned and then destroyed. I feel like the game looks much better than before, and I think we can make it even better. To top it off, I added particles for when you hurt an enemy, kill it, and for when the player takes damage. Very easy to adapt the existing particles you have, and it's very fun to make. So I invite you all to add particles in the games from now on. Next on the list is camera shake. This makes some movements more crisp. For instance, when you hit your enemy or you take damage, you can use the animator to animate the camera shake, or in my case, if you have Cinemachine installed, you can use its components to add very easily camera shake to the game, and it adds a nice effect in the end. Cinemachine is a very powerful tool, and if you would like to know more about it, ask me in the comments so I can make another video about it. Last but not least, post-processing, the effect that every game developer uses. 2D, 3D, VR does not matter. Here I am using it to add vignette. You can change the color of it, the smoothness, everything. Also, there are a bunch of various effects like bloom, like chromatic aberration, distortion, everything. People use lens distortion for snipers in games, for cameras, as shown in the video. You can use chromatic aberration for glitches, for transitions, for outer words, or you can just stay simple. Like in my case, I don't want many effects in my 2D game, and I want it to be as easy as possible for the computer to use. It should be a game available for everybody. Thank you very much for watching. This video covered a very small topic what effects can do in Unity or any other video game. I'm planning to make a longer video where I go in depth in more effects, but you have to subscribe to see that, and also subscribe if you want to follow the progress of this upcoming Steam game. Thank you again, until next time.